What up, what up, what up, what up? Woo! It's another Talk About It Tuesday. That's right, y'all. Man, thank y'all for joining me. Welcome to another episode of the CM Show. I am Christopher Markland. That's what the CM stands for, just in case you didn't know. Oh, why can I hear myself? That's not good. I'm cute and all, but I don't need to hear that. Anyway, let's do this. All right, we're going to switch that over there. All right, just make sure first and foremost, can y'all hear me? Because y'all know we've been having some audio issues lately. Can y'all hear your boy tonight? Let me know in the chat if you can hear me. Hear me. All right, let me get a sound check. How am I sounding, y'all? Let me know if you can hear your boy. Anyway, oh my goodness. In fact, I tested myself. What am I doing? Yeah, we're good. Okay, I did it. I forgot I had it. All right, who am I? I am Christopher Markland. I am an author. I am an entrepreneur. I am a real estate agent, but mainly, y'all, I am a lover of love, meaning I love love, okay? Just relationships in general, but, more specifically black love. That's why I write the books that I do, where the characters are black and going through situations that I know that a lot of black people, African Americans, but just blacks in general, because, it's something that it's the situations that we go through is a little bit different, even though love as a whole is what love is. All right. So tonight's topic is we are going to be talking about submission. All right. It's a tough thing to talk about, y'all. It's tough. We are going to be talking about some tough things tonight, but not necessarily. Let me not categorize it as that. You know what? Before we dig into it, let me set the mood a little bit. Let's get the candle going. As y'all know, my candle provider, Black Candle Box. Whoa, make sure we got that going on there. All right, so the Black Candle Box gives me all. Well, not gives me, but she is she does provide me with these candles. So if you get a chance, please support. Just like how we talk about black love, we also talk about black businesses. So hey, support a black business, the Black Candle Box. All right. Now you go to that website, and of course, if you use that promo code, the CM Show, there will be a discount in place for you. So please make sure you support the Black Candle Box. Tonight, of course, since we're talking about black love and since we're talking about submission, we're going to be black ice, right? Stands to reason. So that's what we're going to be. That's the candle of the evening. And the topic of the evening is submission. So now, as y'all know, I do a review on the television show called Ready to Love. And on the TV show Ready to Love, basically, the premise of the show is you have 10 men, 10 women, and I'm not sure if you're familiar with, what's the dude's name? Steve Harvey? Y'all probably ain't never heard of him. That dude was on every damn thing. He hosted everything for a period of time. But anyway, nephew Tommy, who's also on the Steve Harvey Morning Show, he hosts the show Ready to Love. And on the show, basically, you have 10 men, 10 women. They go to different locations, different cities, I should say, is where the show is set. And those men and women, they compete, not necessarily compete, even though there is a competitive aspect of it, but they are going about trying to find love. And one thing that one particular episode number 8 of this last season, they were talking about being submissive. And at that point, I was like, and if y'all know, I live tweet during the show. So during that particular show, I was like, hey, we as a community, we got to talk about it. We got to talk about what it means to be submissive. Okay, what does it mean to be submissive? Because a lot of times it's like we don't necessarily want to. Let me not say that. Let me not get into that too much. The word submissive has gotten a bad stigma, as it were, because how can I put it? Because of what it means in the religious context of the word submit. Okay. There have been, that's weird. there have been definite things that have happened over time because our society has gotten to be a little bit more, shall I say, less biblical and a little bit more. Sorry, y'all. Just having taking care of some stuff in the background. You know what? And let me say this before we're going to be having some this is going to be an adult conversation. We're going to be talking about some adult stuff. So if you don't necessarily want to, or, going to be clutching your pearls like, oh my Lord, did he say that? Oh, Lordy, this ain't the show for y'all. Because we're talking about submission and to some people, submission actually, I'm going to touch on it, even though that's not the focus of tonight's show. But there is a the BDSM aspect of it, bondage, domination, submissive, and what's the M? Oh, masochism, right? So, but that's not going to be the focus of the show. But to some, there is a certain pleasure to be gained from being submissive. We're going to get into that a little bit later on. So, but for right now, we're going to stick to this particular topic. Now, to be submissive doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to bow down to somebody. And I'm speaking mainly to my ladies out there. All right. It seems that a lot of us men, a lot of men have bastardized situations as to where certain things that are necessary. And I say that again, it is a necessity for there to be submission in a relationship. Now, the reason I say that is this, and I think that most of my dudes that are out there listening, y'all can probably relate to this. There's a certain understanding of hierarchy when it comes to men. And the reason for that is it doesn't matter whether you're choosing teams. There's always that one dude that can just jump out the gym. There's always that one dude that can sling the football 1,000 yards downfield. And everybody knows that is the leader. And then everybody then falls in line and submits to the leader. All right. I use this analogy all the time, be it, as far as if you're on the football field, the quarterback, he is the leader on the field and everybody else submits to him. Quarterback he's the one that's saying, hey, do this, do that. And everybody falls in line. However, even the quarterback submits to the coach. And even the coach on the field, who actually is the head coach, he's the one that's calling plays. He's still submitting to the men or to the coaches who are up in the box, who have a different perspective and can see the field differently than the coach on the field. Now, does that mean that any one person is better than the other? No. However, based on the position that each person is playing within the total aspect of the team is how each person submits. Okay, so that is a certain understanding of the dynamic within the team. Another way of looking at it is the military. Okay, you have one person, one soldier, one seaman, one one airman, whatever. Okay, that one person, you put that person with a group of others, that's a squad. Okay, couple squads, and now you have a platoon. Platoons, you got battalions, and it goes on from there. However, each individual person within a squad, the smallest unit, they know that they have something to do, a responsibility, and therefore they submit to the other members of the team, because if they are just say, fuck it, I'm just going to do what I want to do, I'm going to do my own thing, how long do you think that unit, that squad is going to last in battle? When I was in the Army, for instance, even though I wasn't infantry, and I'm not going to claim, I ain't never claimed to be no gun-toting, expert infantryman. Hell no. No. God, no. I worked on the equipment that the killers they use, meaning I was a mechanic. Anyway, even though I wasn't an infantryman, there's basic infantryman training, basic training. You understood that, hey, one of the things that I was the rear gunner for the most part. So if you have that unit, everybody's walking forward, I'm walking backwards because I'm covering the rear. Now, if the people that are moving forward do not trust that, hey, this dude right here, he's doing his job. If they don't submit to me, then if somebody comes up from behind, shit, it's a wrap. So you submit that, okay, this man, he's got my back, he's got my six, we're going to move forward. And as a team, as a unit, we're able to move forward. That's essentially is what submitting is about. And I understand that it's a bunch of assholes out there, a bunch of dudes who have gotten it twisted. as to now that the word submission has the negative stigma that it does. And we're going to talk about that in a minute. Now, going back a little bit to the show Ready to Love, for instance, right? Let's first talk about, in fact, that's not good. One of the things, let's play one of the clips from the show, because I really want to. Now, Carmen, all right?
It seemed like you might control your guys a little bit.
I am very competitive. That's probably where my dominance comes off. But I don't want to be like that all the time. I'm probably like more submissive when I'm around Paul.
That's true. That's a good thing.
He kind of puts a calm over me.
Y'all, the reason why I played that clip is this. You cannot turn submission on. That is, I've always felt that way. Just like I hear women say this all the time. Well, when I meet the right man, then I can be feminine. Ladies, that is, how can I say this nicely? Some bullshit to me. And I'm going to be dropping a link in a second. If you agree, I want you, if you disagree, I definitely want to talk to y'all. And the reason why I say that you cannot turn being submissive on and off, just like you can't turn being feminine on and off, is because imagine if men were like, you know what, I'm going to be masculine tonight, but tomorrow I don't think I'll be masculine. I think tomorrow I'm just going to be, hey, no disrespect to my LGBTQ, people out there. But what I'm saying is, imagine if a man just decided tonight I'm just going to be effeminate. Girl, what is that attractive? Do you want a man that is masculine when he wants to be? Or do you want a man that is masculine all the damn time? It's the same thing that goes for femininity. You can't turn it on and off. Either you are or you're not. You cannot be a little bit pregnant. The same thing with being submissive. Either you are or you are not. Now, I get it. It is a difficult thing to be submissive to the wrong one. And in the chat, let's see, Michelle said, and we're going to talk about that as well. What Michelle says right here does make sense. Kings and queens, if I can bring it up, excuse me. Kings and queens submit to kings, not court jesters, and there are a lot of clowns walking around. I get it. And therefore it is difficult for a lot of women to submit to just any old random person. However, there's a difference between, and this is where we're going to kind of dig in a little bit, y'all, because I am in no way, shape, manner, or form saying that you have to submit to everyone. What I am saying is that you are submissive. And that right there is the difference. Okay? In other words, if you got a car all right, today, right? All right. Took the car to the shop. Took the car to the shop today, and they gave us a loaner car. Now, my car is just your standard front wheel drive car. The car they gave me today was a damn, the loaner car while my car was being worked on was a 4-wheel drive, the damn Quattro. Yo, you could feel the difference. All 4 wheels just rocking on command. Now, there are certain other 4-wheel drive vehicles where you got to flip a switch. But it's always a 4-wheel drive vehicle. What that means is that the 4-wheel drive is just not necessarily engaged in the time, but it already comes that way. It's not a matter of, oh shit, let me go run to the shop and install the 4-wheel drive. No, it's already there. It's the same thing with submission. Being submissive, either you already have it. That doesn't mean that you got to submit to every damn Tom, Dick, and Harry that comes in your presence. But the thing is, I hear a lot of people say, well, I can be. No, you can't, because it's not even in you to begin with. And that leads me to the next person on the to the next clip from the TV show. Let's watch this one. Oh, if I can get the damn thing to play.
What type of girl do you think would be good for Demetrius?
Someone that's willing to be submissive.
hold on, hard stop. What are you talking about right now? Like, what are you talking about? I'm not submissive. Sometimes it's hard for me to follow.
Now, that right there is like, I'm not submissive. Sometimes it's hard for me to follow. That right there, at least there's a certain honesty to that statement. And I do appreciate that about, what she said right there. And for the record, y'all, let me say this. If I can get my damn seat to work, what the hell's going on? Oh, all right, sorry about that. One of the things that somebody in my last review, somebody brought it to my attention. They're like, yo, you kind of beating up on Sabrina. This is for my Ready to Love fans, the ones that follow me on that show. Y'all, I'm not saying that. I'll put the link to the last reviews there. I don't want anyone to think that I am beating up on Sabrina or saying that Sabrina is this, that, and the third. And that Sabrina is the character. For those of you that don't follow the show, in that clip I just played, Sabrina is the character in there, not character, the cast member that was talking about that. I'm not in no way, shape, manner, or form beating up on her. I'm just using this particular scene as an example when we talk about being submissive and just submission. So just want to put that out there. Now let's go back to the clip. You heard what she said right there. What she said was, I'm just not submissive. At least she understands and recognizes that. And that's what I was, saying earlier when, as far as being equipped with the 4-wheel drive. There's some vehicles that already have it and it's just engaged all the time, like the car I drove today, right? However, then there are others that, like just a pickup truck, for instance, okay? It's a 4x2, meaning you flip a switch, next thing you know, all 4 wheels are engaged and it's gone. It has it in there, it just doesn't use it all the time. That means it's at least there. It just has to be engaged within the right situations. And then there's some that just don't have it at all. This is what Sabrina's saying right here. Hey, I'm just not submissive. And that right there, y'all, is really and truly part of the issue that comes up, because, again, you cannot, if it's not in you, then there's a problem. Now, I always, and a lot of, let's rewind. Let's go back a little bit, right? A lot of people say that, you know what, or when it comes to femininity, but staying on tonight's conversation, when we're talking about being submissive, right? And I'm speaking more to women tonight. Tonight, ladies, I'm talking to y'all. There are times where I hear women say, well, with the right man, I can be submissive. When, if the man does X, Y, and Z, then I will reciprocate and do, be submissive in terms of A, B, and C. Now, I always say that men hunt, okay? When it's men hunt. In other words, when it's time to find a mate, when it's time to date, when it's time to do whatever, men hunt. We go after the most suitable mate that's out there based on what we think are priorities. In other words, what's a dime to me may not be a dime to the next man. Where one dude may want a fat ass, the other dude may want, and I'm just saying on the physical, may want some other characteristic, right? So what one man thinks is important doesn't necessarily mean the same or carry the same weight to the next man. But each man hunts based on the things that he wants. And when he sees a woman or with that, he goes after that. The same as any other animal out there. Let's use, for instance, a lion. Y'all, I have never seen a lion go after a prey that's not there. In other words, the prey, what that lion is hunting, doesn't just be like, you know what? Shit, if I'm hunted, then I'm going to turn into a zebra. How much sense does that make? I'm not going to be a zebra until that lion starts hunting. Does that make sense? It's the same thing with, well, I'm not going to be submissive until the right man comes along. So how is that man going to hunt until it's just going to appear? Either you have it or you don't. And that's where that I think has been part of the issue. And again, we're going to talk about why we've even gotten to this point as to where we're having a conversation. And then we're also going to talk about going to the flip side of that, but we'll get there in a second. All right. Deanna just asked a really good question. What is masculine and feminine? We're going to talk about that too. We're going to talk about that. Alpha male. We're going to talk about that in a second. But let me stay on track because y'all know your boy's kind of scatterbrained, right? So let's go back to that. What I was saying, you cannot just say, okay, you know what? I'll be submissive when it's the right person. At least have a certain degree of, shall we say, honesty when it comes to, okay, am I submissive or am I not? And if you're not submissive, why? I am not saying that you just submit to any man that enters your atmosphere. I am not saying that. But what I am saying is ask yourself, are you a submissive woman? Yes or no? And let's talk about that with this next one.
I'm very independent. I've always been very independent. I've always worked for what I have and what I've wanted. I've never expected anyone to give me anything. I need to lead. I need to be in charge of like my future, my life. And so the thought of being submissive is foreign to me.
I think that the concept of being submissive is foreign to a lot of women, especially nowadays. Ooh, I sound like my granddad. He said that all the time. The era that we live in, there's a level, the playing field, as it were, especially from the financial aspect, is a lot more level than it used to be. Obviously, it used to be where the men would go out and be the breadwinner and blah 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 blah, and the women would stay at home and take care of the domestic aspect of, taking care of the kids, taking care of the house, that kind of thing, right? But obviously, over time, things are now equal. Think about it. The CEO of Pepsi is a woman. You know what I'm saying? Whereas, imagine that 40 years ago. Hell no, right? Oh my God. That kind of thing. You have women in the military. You have there's an equal, there's more equality in as far as certain, in the workforce than it was before. Obviously, there are some discrepancies here and there, but just for the most part, there's more equality. As such, that's where the advent of I can do bad by myself, or I don't need no man for nothing, I can be independent, and all of that comes along. So therefore, if you know that you can be independent, I got my own crib, got my own car, I don't need no man for nothing, then why would you submit to a man when he may not be on your quote unquote level? I understand why it would be difficult to submit to that. And then, of course, when you start adding in, scrubs and, deadbeats and all this other nonsense, I get it why in this day and age it is difficult for a lot of women, especially women who are about their shit, to submit. However, that same CEO of Pepsi that I just referenced, she's married. So do you think that, I don't know what their life is, but is it possible for you, and I'm asking y'all out there, we're going to talk about this, is it possible for you to go out there and be the CEO and you just doing it all, but then when you get home, you submit to your boyfriend, if you're in a poly situation, whatever the case may be? And I'm asking ladies out there, I'm asking y'all, honestly, point blank. Because I get it. You can have it all now. You can have it all. However, the question is, do you necessarily want to be the person in a relationship that doesn't submit to your man?
I have been nervous about this dynamic with Demetrius because he is such a strong person, and I consider myself to be a pretty strong person too. This is gonna be a problem.
So it may not be something that you're used to or want to hear, but that's how he is.
Y'all, that's how he is. The reason I played that clip is this. Ask yourself honestly, and I want y'all to just think about the men that you may have dated for a while or dated in your past. Do you want the kind of man that you can't submit to anyway? Just be honest. Do you want to be in relationship with the kind of man that you can't or don't want to submit to? How meaningful a relationship is it to be with someone that you honestly just don't want to listen to? You don't want to be in relationship with? Is that honestly someone that you really and truly would be comfortable with over the long term? I personally don't think you do. However, can't necessarily have it both ways, right? So do you want to be with someone that, man, oh, Jesus Christ. It's like, do I have to carry the load every time? It's like, you ain't gonna tell me what to do, and all of that. Or do you ultimately want to be with a man that's like, hey, you know what? Hey, this is what we're gonna do. Now, earlier I talked about the hierarchical structure of certain things. And I've said it before on other broadcasts and other reviews. You do not run into situations where there's a co-head coach or a co-CEO or a co-general or, you just don't see it. There's one person, and then there are others that even look at the president of the United States. Yes, there may be a vice president, but even the president has a cabinet that gives him information on certain things, whether it's the Secretary of Education, Secretary of the Interior, Secretary of Defense, whatever the case may be. It's like, hey, this is my area. Here's the counsel that I give you, but ultimately it's up to the president to make that decision. The same with the CEO. There may be a VP of sales, a VP of finance, whatever, or CEO, CFO, CIO, all of those things. And they in turn report to the CEO and say, hey man, this is the best course of actions based on what I see here. But the CEO ultimately makes the final decision. It's the same thing in a relationship. You defer to that person, but you give them your counsel. But what would it be if I ain't gonna listen, I'm gonna do it my way? Again, it's chaos within a relationship. Now, the flip side of that is the simp. There are some dudes that will do anything in order just to get that woman. Yeah, baby, whatever you want. Yeah, man, you're the greatest. You are I will, man. First of all, I almost cussed. Certain dudes like that. Ladies, y'all let me know, is that in any way something that you really want? I really and truly would like to know. Whew. I'm going to go down the line because y'all have been putting some stuff in the chat. And then I'm also going to drop I'm going to drop the link for the let me see if I can find it. Technology is acting up on me. I'm gonna drop the link so that way if y'all want to join this conversation, because I really and truly do want to know what you guys think about this. I really do. And I get it. I know that I already know that y'all are about, that it's like, hey, these dudes out here ain't hitting on shit. I get it. But before we even get into that, one of the things that I did when I was doing my show prep for this particular episode, right, is I thought about, from a man's perspective, what are 5 things? And fellas, I want, if you rocking with me, if you agree with me on this one, let me know. All right, you can either drop it down in the chat. I'll drop it down. Y'all let me know. Like, one of the things that I think men want, and if a woman did this as far as when it came to submitting, and I'm talking about ladies out there, if you did these things, these are what most men are asking for when we're talking about submission. Number 1 is allowing him to lead the family. Y'all, I'm not a big fan of the word allowing, because it's like, shit, you don't allow me to do shit. That's the man in me. But I understand that, us dudes, we ain't that bright. We think we are, but y'all, ladies, y'all know you smarter than us. Men are simple. We really are. Shit, shower, and shave. All right? Sex, sandwich, sleep. It don't take that much to keep us happy. It really and truly does not take that much to keep us happy at all. You do those things, we're good. So even though it says allowing him to lead, y'all know good and damn well that it's the tail wagging the dog. Y'all know how to make us move in the direction that you want us to move, and then make us think that we're the ones that made the decision to do it. However, there's a difference between you guiding the ship where you want it to go, because you're back there at the rudder saying, all right, you know what? Yeah, let's go this way. As opposed to you pushing them out the way and taking control of the wheel, and just that again is not a healthy situation. So that is what a lot of dudes be asking for. Okay. Number 2 is being his partner in all things. Now, the word partner, we can dig into that. That can be problematic because, like I said, there are no co-leaders, co-CEOs. However, being his partner means we're on the same page. Every damn thing is not a fight. If I'm like, yo, let's go left, and I got to hear, well, no, right. God damn, let's just go. Be his partner. Now, you can counsel without nagging. You can counsel without berating. You can counsel without being negative. But if he's like, hey, I've done this before, I've been down this path, babe, let's go. No, I don't want to do that. No, nobody won't. Be his partner and ride with him. Submit to his direction, to his leadership. That's what men are asking for. And ladies, that's basic submitting right there. Number 3 is encouraging him. Again, part of femininity, part of being feminine is that you uplift your man and you inspire him, right? But in order to do that, sometimes you got to fall back. And in doing so, there's a certain level of encouragement that only women can do. And that's the kind of submitting that men are looking for. And number 4, putting his needs before your own. Lord, I know I'm going to hear it on this one. Y'all, I am a driven man, okay? And there are a lot of things that I'm doing. I'm Jamaican, so what can I say? I'm always into something. But there are men that are 10 times more ambitious, 10 times more driven than I am, okay? And I hear this all the time. Where women are like, man, I want that Michelle and Barack type relationship. Okay. That's all well and good until you know that Barack is all over the goddamn country, politicking everywhere. But then it's like, why he'll never be here with me? Oh my God, why he's always gone? Which one is it? Like the song says, you can't be in 2 places at the same time. So putting his needs before yours, in other words, putting his purpose, putting his drive, putting his mission before your own, that's easier said than done. I get it. But that is part of the submitting. That is part of falling in line. Because again, you can't have it both ways. Barack, why you ain't president? But all right, baby, let me go fly over here to, the Iowa caucus. Oh my Lord, it's cold. I want to Netflix and chill at home in Chicago. Which one is it? Which one is it? And number 5, respecting him in all situations, especially during arguments. Oh, the chat is just tripping. Y'all, respecting him in all situations, especially during arguments. The first two words, respect him. Again, we're not that bright. But one thing about dudes, and the reason why, if you notice, the reason why men can click and, instantly with a dude, and sometimes we don't, is not because anything's, man, that dude's got this car, he's got this. No, it's about respect. A man, and I'm not just saying a male. I'm not just saying, just because you got a dick. I'm not saying that. I'm saying men. Men recognize other men, and there's a certain level of respect. Just off the dap, what's happening, partner? Just a certain way that a man shakes your hand, looks at you, that instantly demands respect. And other men who are built the same way are going to respect. And it is a mutual respect. It is just respect. That's why you can see two dudes just straight up throw them things, just going at it. And when it's all said and done, be like, all right, man, I don't like your punk ass, but I respect you. You ain't back down. There's a certain level of respect. So even in the most harshest of conditions, a man will respect another man. However, there are times that a woman's mouth, a woman's tongue can break a man down, and that's where we talk about the submission. That's where we talk about either you are built that way, and you know what, this motherfucker's getting on my nerves. I can't stand his ass, but I'm not gonna say certain things because when it's all said and done, you can't bring it back. So those are the 5 things that I came up with. If you agree with them, let me know. If not, let me know as well. All right. Let me dig into the chat because y'all are saying some stuff, and then I am going to put up the Zoom link. Let me get that going first and foremost. All right. Okay. Oh, there we go. All right. I am connected. Let me drop this link in here, then let me see what y'all are talking about. All right. Let's see. First of all, I want to thank everybody for joining the conversation tonight. Let's see what we got. You're right, Lorenzo. Better have my bulletproof vest on. Yeah, man. Yeah. Ladies, I really want to hear what y'all have to say because I am... Ever since that episode of Ready to Love, man, but just even before that, I've had conversations where, women I just can't submit because, and again, Michelle said it herself, as far as right here, this comment, that is the state of dating today, the state of relationships, but more especially the state of men to women. It's like queens submit to kings, not court jesters. And there are a lot of clowns running around here. That is just a fact, And again, another comment from Michelle. I think women today are reluctant to submit to just any old Yahoo because he has a penis. I agree. But the point that I am trying, one of the things that I really want to focus in on is I am not saying you submit to anybody. I am saying to ask yourself honestly, are you submissive? Are you the kind of woman that is submissive? Is it in you? Or are you the kind of woman that's like, you know what? I just can't submit to nobody. You can act the part for a while, but sooner or later, the real you is going to come up because you just don't want, you're not able to do it. Maybe because you don't know how, maybe because you just don't want to, but the bottom line is you just can't do it. So that being submissive, being naturally submissive is just like being naturally feminine. You cannot just turn femininity on and off when you feel like it. And would you want to be with a man that turns his masculinity on and on when he feels like it? Would you want to be with that kind of dude that's like, you know what? I think I'm just going to be real feminine today. Now, I'm not saying there's not being in touch with his feminine side. I ain't saying that. If that's how fine. I'm not saying dudes got to walk around here like damn Conan the Barbarian all day knocking women upside the goddamn head. I'm not saying that. I'm saying, would you want a man that just picks and chooses when he's going to be masculine, or do you want a man to be a man all the damn time? Not when he feels like it, not when the situation warrants it, not when, no. Now, the question was asked here. What is masculine and what is feminine outside of preset schemes? I like that question. However, I don't necessarily want to dig into that right now because next week we're going to be talking about alpha men. That is going to be the topic of next week's show. We are going to be talking about alpha men, and we're going to kind of dig into that specific question as far as what is masculine and what is feminine. And the reason why I want to dig into that as well is because a lot of dudes think that I'm an alpha man, so therefore I'm just going to do whatever the hell I want to. You better do what I say and, submit to me because I'm a man. Man, fuck all that. In the military, there's a certain thing about, and that kind of goes into this. In the military, there's a certain thing. You don't salute the man, you salute the rank. So in other words, if Captain Jackass comes walking up, you're not going to be like, you know what, I ain't going to salute Captain Jackass because I don't like that motherfucker. No. I'm not going to worry about the jackass part. I'm worried about the captain, so I'm going to salute the rank. And a lot of people think that just because I'm wearing the rank, everybody better salute me because no, man, no. You have to carry yourself in a certain way that warrants respect, that warrants being submitted to. However, the reason why that person salutes is because they are wearing the uniform. That means that they salute. That it is built in. It is intrinsic of them because of the position that they are in or that they are. Let's see what else we got going on. Let's see. Torian says, I think submission and vulnerability are underscored when a woman feels safe. That right there is probably one of the most truest things I have heard. And I'm going to post something up here if I can find the damn thing. And ladies, y'all let me know if you agree with this. If I can find it, y'all. Because what Torian just said is, makes sense. And it kind of ties into why it is so difficult for submission in this day and age, right? Because it's like, are men, I hate to say it because fellas, we kind of dropping the ball a little bit on this one. Are we even making it easy to submit to? Because to be a man it's y'all let me know if you agree with that. A woman's submission is not earned by beating her or abusing her. Submission is freely given. You earn it when she knows she can trust you with her mind, heart, soul, and body. Once earned hard work, if I can read, once earned hard work to keep it, do not take it for granted. Ladies, do y'all agree with that? Do y'all agree with that? Let me know. Carrie says, submission to me is about reciprocity. I don't feel it's a woman's responsibility to always be the submissive partner. If the man is doing what he's supposed to be doing, then by definition, it is her responsibility. I know it may not be the politically correct thing to say. However, if we are going by the traditional roles and the traditional things, then yeah, it is his responsibility to lead. It is his responsibility to provide. It is his responsibility to be the head of the household. That's his responsibility. So if he is doing what he is supposed to do, and if he is upholding his end of the responsibilities, then by definition, it is her responsibility to be submissive to the leader. That you cannot have it any other way, because if he is doing what he's supposed to be doing, if he is in the driver's seat and everybody's going down the road, tank full of gas, groceries in the back seat, and we're moving along, he's avoiding all of the pitfalls, all of the potholes, all of the damn, nonsense, drunk drivers on the road, and he is keeping that car safely moving down, and he is driving the shit out of that car. Then her responsibility is, all right, baby, okay, you're 2 miles up the road, we're going to make a left, and then, yeah. That's just how I see it. Let's see what else we got. If two people submit to each other, great, but I shouldn't always be the party to submit. let's go back a little bit to I hear you. I understand what you're saying. However, then let's go back to what I was saying is right there. Allowing him to lead the family. If he's leading the family and is doing the job of leading the family, then yes, it is your responsibility to submit. If he is leading the family, then it is your responsibility to submit. There's really and truly to me, there honestly is no other way that I can see it. And let me see right here. I just saw the perfect comment. Hold on. Anyway, I'll get down to it. All right, what else we got? Melanie Marie says she just has not had someone play that security role in her life. That's why it's for her. Yes. Now I know that you were speaking specifically on those clips. In fact, for everybody that joined in late, one of the things that we talked about. Why the hell is this not showing? There we go. There's your boy. Ah. All right. So we talked about, for instance, this right here, okay? In this clip, if I can get the damn thing to play, what the hell's going on? My bad, hold on. Oh, I see the problem. What the hell is going on? My bad, y'all. What the hell?
It seemed like you might control your guys a little bit.
I don't know what
I
just
am
happened
very
right
competitive.
there.
That's probably where my dominance comes off. But I don't want to be like that all the time. I'm probably like more submissive when I'm around Paul.
That's true. That's a good thing.
He kind of puts a calm over me.
And that right there, y'all, to me, the reason why I just can't rock with that is because you cannot be submissive on demand. Either you have it or you're not. Either you are a submissive person or you're not. Either you are a submissive woman or you're not. I am, again, not saying that you just submit to any Tom, Dick, and Harry that enters into your life. I am not saying that. Or well, he's a man, so no, I am not saying that. I am saying to ask yourself honestly, are you a submissive woman, yes or no?
It seemed like you might control your guys a little bit.
I am very competitive.
Let's try that again. What the hell is going on there? All right, let's watch this one. Now, this is another.
What type of girl do you think would be good for Demetrius?
Someone that's willing to be submissive.
Hold on. Hard stop. What are you talking about right now? Like, what are you talking about? I'm not submissive. Sometimes it's hard for me to follow.
Right there, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Sabrina understands that, hey, I am just not submissive. That ain't me. Full stop. The minute I hear submission, no, it's a wrap. That's not me. I am not. That is what I'm talking about. And at least in that regard, you see someone who is 100% honest in the fact that, hey, I am just not submissive.
What type of girl do you think would be good for Demetrius?
Some
I'm very independent. I've always been very independent. I've always worked for what I have and what I've wanted. I've never expected anyone to give me anything. I need to lead. I need to be in charge of like my future and my life. And so the thought of being submissive is foreign to me.
So again, that right there, just the very fact of being submissive is foreign to her, as it is to a lot of women. And I get it. The reason why is, just like she said there, I've had to work for all my stuff. Everything I've done, be it my education, be it my career, I've done everything and I've gotten it for myself. So therefore, if just because this man comes into my life, why should I submit to him? Again, there's a difference. I'm already submissive. You can be submissive and have your career, have your education. However, then when the man comes into your life, you choose to submit to that person. That's a different thing. Then you're just not submissive at all. And then when the man comes along, you damn sure ain't gonna submit. At least you are that.
I'm very independent. I've always been very independent. I've always worked for what I have been nervous about this dynamic with Demetrius because he is such a strong person, and I consider myself to be a pretty strong person too. This is gonna be a problem.
So it may not be something that you're used to or want to hear, but that's how he is.
What you just heard him say, that may not be something that you're used to or what you want to hear, but that goes, if I can find it, to this comment that you see right here. Cheryl says, there are some men who are glad to be submissive to the woman. Does that throw off the natural flow? Hell yeah, it does. Because again, I'm going to ask you, ladies, do you want a man who is submissive when on demand, who is not submissive, who is feminine on command? Honestly, ladies, I want you to ask yourself, just be honest. Just be honest. Ask yourself, do you want to be with a man that is masculine some of the time when he chooses to be masculine? You know what? Today's Thursday. I think I'm going to be masculine. Is that something that you want? Is that honestly something that you want? Let me make sure. Hello, ma'am. Can you hear me? Yes. All right. Just want to make sure you can hear me. Let me see. All right. So the Zoom line is open. If you want to join the conversation, have at it. Oh, I should have asked you. My bad. Do you want to be shown or not? But it's too late now.
All right.
Thank you for joining the conversation, Michelle. Tell me, the topic that we're talking about tonight is submission. So, what do you have to say?
So I'm sorry, I got my notepad out because.
Oh, that's a lot of notes. I like it. I like it.
Let me see if I can get through this. Okay, so your main question is, women, ask yourself, are you submissive? Yes, I can say that I am. 2, I would also say that most women are naturally submissive. I feel like most women, and of course not all, there are some like, your Sabrinas that will admit that, they're not submissive, and that's fine. But I feel like most women are naturally submissive. Here's my issue with this whole conversation, not just this conversation, but the whole conversation around submission, is that when we talk about submission, it's like we're looking at it through a vacuum. We are no longer in an era where men are men. And I have a anecdote that I always like to use. Queens do bow.
Hold on 1 second for me, please. Hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second. So, hold on. I just want to, because somebody just said something in the chat room as far as being able to hear. All right. Okay, she is low. Okay. All right.
I turned my volume up. Is that better?
No, it's not you. It's me. All right. Okay, you said, could you repeat what you said, please?
Okay. What I was saying was, well, I'll start back over.
Okay.
To answer your original question, am I submissive? Me as a woman, am I submissive? The answer is yes. I know for a fact that I'm submissive. Okay. I feel like most women are actually naturally submissive. If you're not submissive, like, the Sabrinas of the world, those people exist too. But I would say that most women, of course, not all, but most women are naturally submissive. My issue with the conversation around submission, not just this conversation, but just the conversation in general about submission, is that we're looking at it through a vacuum. We are no longer in an era where men are men. An anecdote that I always use is, queens do bow, but they don't bow to court gestures. They bow to kings. And as a woman, I cannot make a king. I cannot teach you how to be a king. You're either born a king or you're not a king. You're either a man or you're not a man. I cannot mold you into being a king. And there are a lot of men today that are walking around worrying about, well, women ain't submitting, they're just not like, your grandma and your grandpa, because they don't submit to me. They don't submit to you because you are not a king. You are not worthy to lead. When you made your the one comment about, the man's in the driver's seat, ride with him. If this is somebody that has proven to know what they're doing and they understand their direction and their purpose and they're walking in their masculine, yes, I will absolutely ride with you. But what I'm not going to do is ride with you over a cliff just because you're a man and I'm a woman. I'm not going to let you lead me to my doom because, some unwritten rule says so. So everything you're saying is, I actually agree with. I agree with everything you said 100%. You have not said anything that I can find fault with.
Okay.
My only issue is the men of today aren't worthy to lead, and therefore women aren't going to let them lead them to their demise. And when you have men that aren't fulfilling their purpose, well, someone still has to lead. And so now women are now filling in that gap. So, this family still got to eat. This family still has to progress. This family still has to move forward. And if aren't men there being men, now you have more masculine women filling in that space, filling in that void. Because the one thing that you're not going to allow is a void. So this conversation is a good conversation, but I feel like the conversation needs to start and surround men. And if men got back to their divine masculinity, I feel like y'all will notice women falling in line, because we are naturally submissive. We will naturally fall in line to a king, but y'all are asking queens to bow down to court gestures, and that just doesn't happen.
Okay. A lot of good points. The problem is that a lot of women think that men who are actually kings are court jesters. And that right there, I think, is sometimes part of the issue, is that.
Do they?
And yeah, you do, because at here's the thing, what you just said, they won't let them lead them to their demise. Because if a woman, there are a lot of women who think that they know better. And even though going back, you referenced my analogy as far as the man driving the car, but there are a lot of women that won't even let the man open the door for them, the passenger door for them to get in, because they are so busy already jumping in on the driver's side because they running shit. Again, if you and we can go all the way back to just pop culture check marks. If you go back, I don't want no scrub. You can pack your shit and go. When all of those things started taking on root in our society, there are a lot of good men who are like, yo, I'm just trying. No, I got this. I don't need no man for nothing. I'm independent, because they have the same earning potential as men. Hell, I'm making the same amount of money as you, so you can't tell me shit. And as men, we have experienced that. So therefore, I hear what you're saying. I do. There are a lot of dudes that's like, you know what, man, shit, I'm good. I ain't gonna do this. I ain't gonna do that. They are those scrubs out there, but there are a lot more good men who are trying to do certain things. But men nowadays honestly can't be men, or what we define as men by traditional standards. So therefore, a lot of things that men used to do by default, if they were to do them now, it would be problematic because we are in a Me Too culture. Now, I am not saying that boys gonna be boys, so fuck around, let's do locker room shit. I am not saying that because men carry themselves to a certain standard. But there are certain things that traditionally wouldn't fly today that used to fly, hell, even 20 years ago.
May I interject?
Sure.
The same way I always say that a woman can't make a man, a woman can't make a man a king. A woman can't take away a man's masculinity. A woman can't take away a king from being a king. If there's a woman that is not allowing you to be a man, leave her. Go find someone else. You don't get to say women are the reason why I don't walk in my purpose. Women are the reason why, I'm not being a man right now and women aren't submitting to me. Like, a man is going to be a man, is going to be a man, is going to be a man. The same way you mentioned that, are you submissive? It's either yes or no. Well, are you a leader? Yes or no? Because if you're a leader, there's nothing I can say or nothing I can do to prevent you from being a leader. There's nothing I can say or do to prevent you from being head of this household. You're the man. I follow you. So women are following or filling in the void that men are leaving behind right now. Y'all are leaving a space, and whatever you blame it on, I don't like how women talk to me, I don't like how X, Y, and Z. I guarantee you, if men started standing up and acting like men today and said, you know what, I'm not going to put up with this behavior, I'm not going to deal with this, the women in their life will fall in line, or they're going to gravitate to women that will fall in line. The thing is, women can't fix the issues that we're struggling with in these relationships, especially in like the Black community. At the end of the day, men can't have it both ways. If you want to be the leader and you expect us to follow you, be the leader. No more excuses. You can't put it back on us. You're asking us to solve the problem that you created.
The issue.
That's what I agree with everything you said. I agree with. I don't say that you did not say not one thing wrong. Okay. I agree with everything you said. I just think that you're looking at it from. You're not looking at it from, or not you per se, not you specifically, but a lot of men today aren't looking at where we are right now, and they're blaming certain situations like, oh, women started making more money, so now y'all feel like you can talk to me like this. No. The same thing with the CEO of Pepsi. She is married, and I don't know nothing about their marriage, but I'm pretty sure, they get along. Oprah and Stedman, they get along. There are a lot of high-powered women that make way more than their men or their husbands, and those relationships work. So it has less to do with the money and more to do with the leadership. That's just my opinion. And you can be a great guy, but I'm not going to let you lead me off a cliff. And I think that's where a lot of women are today. You're not going to lead me off a cliff. You're not going to drive me off a cliff. You have to prove that you are a man, because quite frankly, the men are few and in between. Out of, a handful of men or males, you might have one or two men. So I can't give myself to those other 8 or 9 dudes until I figure out who the man is. In the meantime, bills still got to get paid. This house still got to keep moving forward. I still have to fill in that role until a man presents himself. I can't create a man, and I cannot tear down a man. A man should just be a man. That's just me.
Okay. Hey, thank you for your. Thank you for that. I definitely appreciate that.
You're welcome.
I will. Thank you.
Oh, nice.
All right. So one of the things that couple things that Cheryl kind of touched on it a little bit. Let me say this though. Torian, basically what she said, and then I'll go down to the comment that Cheryl just made. Based on the varying definitions of submission, hell, it may be easier to just say I'm not submissive until further notice. I agree with you. I think that it probably would be better to say that. Now, Cheryl, is there such a thing as weak kings? Yeah, definitely. If you, yeah, I don't know how many of y'all were fans of Game of Thrones. I watched it. I enjoyed it. I wouldn't say I was a hardcore fan. There are a lot of people that were more hardcore than I was. But King Joffrey, he was the king. But would anybody say that Cersei was not the real powerhouse in what was it, Westeros? Is that where the hell it was? Game of Thrones people, y'all let me know. Now, it's one thing for, let me choose my words carefully here. One thing a man wants is peace. And there has been over, I'd say, the last 20, 25 years, a change in the respect that men feel that we get from women, more specifically our women. And there is power in the tongue, and pop culture as a whole, if you think about it, there's always the trope of the stupid husband. You look at any commercial, you look at any TV show, and the butt of all the jokes is the idiot dad. So there are men who try to lead, but again, you notice the one thing that I said, which is, as far as number one, is allowing him to lead the family. And the reason why I say allowing him to lead, there are so many times. It's one thing for you to be a king and to be a queen, and the king is leading, but it's another thing of allowing him to lead. And a lot of times what happens is that women do not want to be led because they think it seems that, and let me find the comment. Here we go. If I can find it. A lot of people think that being submissive means that you are subservient. And because of that, nobody wants to be subservient to anybody. I'm trying to find that one particular comment because it actually resonated with me as far as why some women feel that, hey, I'm not going to have a man, I'm not going to be subservient to anybody, much less another man. And here we go. Submission is not subservience. And the consensus that I've gotten in all of the conversations that I have with both men and women, but definitely with women, is that let me do this real quick, my bad, is the men aren't leading, so therefore I'm not going to allow anybody to lead me anywhere. But when the men do lead, but it's in a different direction, women don't necessarily follow the way they used to because they believe that the men aren't going to lead them in the right direction. let me do this. You know what? I'm going to go down the line and I'm going to address this. Is there such a thing as a weak king? It all depends on who's defining the word weak. Because if the king has a certain direction that he wants his kingdom to go, then it's going to go in that direction. But if everybody else thinks, what the hell is this king doing? I can't believe he's doing that. Then, of course, to them, he's weak. But as far as what the king is trying to do, he believes that if he is leading it in a certain way, then he is going to move in that direction. But if he is trying to move in that direction and everybody's pulling and pulling and pulling because they think they know better than the king, how long do you think that kingdom is going to last? Now, I'm not saying that, the king is right all the damn time, but that's where him having a strong counsel saying, hey, king, this is what we got. We got this. We got this much army. We got these many farms producing this much. So I think that if we try to go out there and conquer that damn kingdom and we don't have a big enough army, we're going to fail. Now, if that king says, fuck it, I'm going to run out there and conquer that anyway, even though we're not prepared, then he's not a weak king. He's a stupid king. But he's only weak if everybody behind him is trying to stab him in the back because they know better than the king. That's where respect comes in. So yes, is there a weak king? Only if he is being weakened by the people under him who aren't doing what they're supposed to do, which is serve the king, because they know better than the king. So the answer to that question is yes. I'm wondering why we call all these men kings when they are not. Well, you know what? Probably the same way that every black woman calls another black woman, hey, queen. Is every black woman a queen? Is every woman a queen? Imagine a man telling a woman, you ain't no queen. All hell would break loose. Just saying. I believe that LSM Enterprises, I believe there is a certain submission on both parties. However, wives are to submit to their own husbands according to the Bible. This is a great subject. Thank you. Yes, according to the Bible, wives are supposed to submit to their husbands. And I wish I had the quote up. I don't know why I didn't. My bad. In fact, let me go because let's see, man. Let me see if I can find this real quick. That is a great thing right there. I am going to bring this up. I didn't want to go too deep into the biblical aspect of it, but we are going to talk about this real quick. Y'all give me a second. Let me do this and do this and do this. Give me 1 second, y'all. Give me 1 second. I'm going to get this thing popping. There we go. All right. Then God damn it. All right. We're going to just I want to talk about about that real quick. Let it do. There we go. And then we're going to do this and then click this and then we're going to do that. All right. Okay, so this is the verse that was just referenced, right? Wives, submit yourselves unto your own husbands as unto the Lord, for the husband is the head of the wife, even as Christ is the head of the church, and he is the savior of the body. Therefore, the church is subject unto Christ. So let wives be to their husbands in everything. Okay? Y'all, what that verse is saying is basically, wives, submit unto your husbands, right? And the next verse says, husbands, submit basically love your wife as did Christ love the church. Meaning, husbands, Christ loved the church so much that he gave his life. Husbands, love your wife so much that you are going to give your life. And if everybody does what they're supposed to do, we're going to be all right. So wives, your husband is going to give his freaking life for you. Submit to him. It's that simple. What did Christ do? Oh, damn. They nailed him up to a cross and he was crucified and basically tortured until he was dead, until he was, basically he was dead. But they tortured him to the point where he died on the cross with nails in his hands, right? As the story goes. So therefore, husbands, you need to do the exact same. Be willing to do the exact same thing for your wife because she is submitting to you. Husbands, just like you're submitting to Christ, this is what I'm willing to do for you, man. So man, if this woman is submitting to you, then that's what you need to do for her. Ladies, if you don't want to submit to a man, let me ask you this. Are you going to get up there on that cross? If you're with your man, are you going to get up on that cross and be like, you know what? Shoot, you ain't going to leave me. I'll do it myself. Is that what you're going to do? Or do you expect that man to do, if we're looking at it in the Bible, which is, hey, bruh, I will die for you. And in exchange for me willing to die for you, submit to me. It honestly, when you stop and look at it like that, I hope it kind of makes it a little bit more understandable. Let me go back to the chat. Let's see. I think women have given a pass to men, allowing them to act as such and accepting it. There's such a thing as fuck boys, but guess who raises more fuck boys than anything? Single women. So if you have single women raising fuck boys, and then all of a sudden, it's, why are these men such, all kinds of nonsense? You have to lay blame at the women who are creating these lesser men. Now, I am not in any way, shape, manner, or form saying that all of these lesser men were made by just women, because there's a lot of dudes came out of some single family that came out of dual family households that ain't shit. I get it. However, there are a lot of women out there. That's my king. That's my this, that, and knowing that boy ain't shit, because they won't allow male leadership to guide that man that young man in the way that would help him to be a better man to the woman that is out there for him. I just got a text. She wanted to keep it anonymous. But when he doesn't love her and submit his life to her, then what? Should she be expected to keep on submitted? Let me try that again. And y'all, if this is from someone that obviously knows me a little bit personally, but when he doesn't love her and submit his life to her, then what? Should she be expected to keep on submitting? No, by no means am I saying, ladies, you with a dude that ain't holding up his end of the bargain, you better stick it out because you love him. I'm not saying that. Hell no. Get the hell on. You heard Michelle say that if the woman isn't doing what she's supposed to be doing, meaning if she's not submitting to him, then he needs to leave and find him somebody that he can and will submit to him. She also came back and said, "Hold up, where are the men that should have been there helping raise their sons?" Y'all, we're gonna do a show on single parents. How can I say this? Ladies, y'all are smarter than us. Ladies, y'all are smarter than us. Y'all are more mature than us. Y'all are more advanced than we are. Y'all know when a dude ain't shit. Y'all know that if he's got kids with another woman and he ain't taking care of those kids, then 9 times out of 10, he probably ain't gonna take care of the kid that he has with you. There is nothing spectacular about your vagina that is gonna make him magically be like, you know what? This the one right here. Nah, he just ain't shit, dude. I'm sorry. It doesn't matter whether he has a daughter or he has a son. It doesn't matter. Ladies, if you see what the hell Nick Cannon is doing with baby mama number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, what makes you baby mama number 6 think that you're going to be the one? If you see what Future is doing with baby mama number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, woman number 8, what makes you think that he's just magically going to be it for you? So if you know that the dude ain't shit, what makes you think that your pum pum, as they say up in Jamaica, is gonna make it any different? Some dudes just ain't shit. And your Virginia is not gonna turn an ain't shit dude into a dude that is worth something. I'm sorry. Until that man is ready to be a better man, then it's not gonna work. And again, I was just told that we're going to fight. If he ain't presenting himself as this, then how do we know until it's too late? You know! Y'all, we talk about red flags all the damn time. We talk about them red flags. Ladies, y'all know. You know. You know when a dude ain't shit. I know we getting a little bit off topic, but you know, I'm just going off of these messages here because it's like, okay, I've submitted to a dude that ain't shit. You know when the dude ain't shit. You know when a king's not a king. You know when you're dealing with a clown. And you know damn well if you're dealing with a clown and come on, you're just going to have little clownlings. All right, that's silly. I'm sorry, but that's funny. All right, the next question is, what is peace? I'll say this. Both men and women get it confused, but I think more women than men. Men don't say, how can I put it this way? We don't want you to be our peace. I hear women saying that we want to be his peace. You can't be our peace. We don't want you to be our peace. Peace comes from within. Just like happiness comes from within. You can't make me happy. I can't make you happy. I got to be happy. You got to be happy, and we can be happy together. You may do things that I like. You may do things that make the happiness inside of me blossom, but happiness comes from within, just like peace comes from within. I don't want you to be my peace. I just want you to be peace. Don't bring chaos into my life. Don't create situations where I've got to go out there. I've already got to go slay the damn dragon. Why are you putting dragon food out by the front door, attracting dragons? Why is there dragon chow right there in the front yard? Now I got all these damn dragons literally coming to my house. And now I got to, not only do I have to get in the damn car and drive to work and go slay dragons, when I come home, I got to slay dragons just to get into the house. Is that peace? You literally have brought chaos to my door into the house. Why? Don't be my peace, be peace. That is what men want. Shit, shower, and shave. Sex, sandwich, and sleep. It's simple. We are simple. Sex, sandwich, sleep. All right. Then got the sex. Then ate my sandwich. Let me go to sleep. God damn it, the bed ain't made. God damn it, the linen ain't been washed on these goddamn sheets in about 4 weeks. This damn sheet is so crunchy because I got all these damn dead skin cells that the pillow itself is just, yeah, is that peaceful? All right, I'm getting the toppy, but damn it, I am starving. Babe, can you cook dinner? I am starving. We both got to eat. Can you at least Grubhub it? Just order something to eat. Is that peace? That's what, we don't want you to be our peace. We just don't want you to create chaos. We'll find peace. Some dudes find peace in that PS5. Other dudes find peace like I'm about to find peace in about 9:30 or so when the playoff games start. That's peaceful to me. I get to flop my chunky ass on the couch and I get to relax. That's peaceful. But if I'm watching the game and you want to talk, how the hell is that peace? Now, I'm not saying I need for you to hold the TV up. Hey, baby, are you peaceful? I'm not saying that. I'm just saying don't be chaos. That's what it means. That is peace to men. Michelle says, I agree. My point was that you can't ask a queen to bow to anyone other than a king, and there aren't a lot of kings walking around anymore. Yeah, there are. The difference is just because that king isn't necessarily walking around in a suit doesn't mean that he's not a king. Just because that dude may be a truck driver, just because that dude may be a plumber, just because that dude may just be a warehouse driver whipping around in a forklift doesn't mean that he's not a king. But a lot of women nowadays think that if that particular man isn't wearing a suit and tie and all this, then he ain't shit. Well, I'm not going to listen to you. I make more than you do. So, whatever. A lot of people equate that crown to the wallet. And that right there has caused a lot of imbalance. Miss Brown says, sometimes peace is let me behave badly with the least amount of resistance and no consequence. Nope, no, ma'am. No, ma'am. No. I can't rock with that one. I'm sorry. I can't rock with that one because that is not true. That is not what peace is. No man and I use the word man specifically. No man wants chaos. Even the most battle-trained of soldiers don't want to go to war. But if they got to, you best believe, hey, they ready to throw them things. But real fighters, real warriors, real men do not want to fight. But they can if they have to. Anybody who's taken any type of martial arts discipline or boxing or anything like that know that, yeah, I can fold your ass up if I have to. But real men ain't walking around looking for fights. No man wants that. Peace is not asking for chaos. No man wants chaos. No man wants to behave badly and have that behavior accepted. That is not it. That is not peace. Now, if you're with somebody who is acting an ass and behaving badly, then that's a problem. Again, we're going to talk about that next week when we talk about quote unquote alpha men, because there's a lot of men who claim to be alphas, and that's problematic right there because ain't no true alphas really and truly saying I'm an alpha man. Alpha men are understood. Alpha men are seen. Other men recognize alpha men per se, but no alpha man is saying I'm an alpha man. Beta males sigma males. Beta males can be like, you know what, I'm a beta male. Sigma males can be, I'm a sigma male. Omega males, but an alpha man does not say I'm an alpha man. Other men recognize that dude's an alpha right there. But if you have somebody saying I'm an alpha man and therefore you better submit to me, you got a motherfucker that ain't shit. Sorry. No, behaving badly, that is not what any man, that's not what a real man defines as let me behave badly and don't. No, that's just an ain't shit dude. That's all that is. That's just an ain't shit dude and call it as it is. There are a lot of dudes that just ain't shit. No way, shape, manner, form of y'all gonna ever hear me say that men are just the greatest. No, because there's a lot of work that needs to be done on our side of the fence too. That's why I am a huge advocate for therapy. It's worked for me. It's still working for me. There's shit I need to keep working on, but we're not perfect. And as Cheryl commented earlier, there is an imbalance. What does a convo look like when you tell a man he isn't a man, he's weak and not a king? How would a convo be like if I tell you, you know what, you ain't shit, you ain't no queen? It's not going to go very well. Y'all, at the end of the day, men are ego-driven creatures. We will go to war over women, and we will go to war over hurt feelings. So, yeah. Yeah, that's not going to be a good conversation, especially there are a lot of men that are fragile. Y'all, we just saw this on Ready to Love the other day. I don't know Laverne, obviously. All I know is just what I see on TV. And one of the things that we just saw was where he was saying that, you know what, I'm not inferior to no man. I'm the greatest thing ever, and so forth and so on. There are a lot of dudes, and this is more so with shorter men. And there's a reason why it's called Napoleon complex. I'm not saying he has it. I'm not saying that. And like I said, I don't know the dude. I'm not going to besmirch the dude. What I will say is that some of the things he said and some of the ways he's behaved are things that I've seen with men who are compensating in a lot of ways. So therefore, if you have a man that is trying to compensate for something and you tell him that he's weak or he's not a man or he's not a king, that's a problem. Because you already have someone that's suffering from that has a case of, inferiority complex and, insecure. Shit, it's going to make a bad situation worse. And then you especially have a lot of men who, I've just been running my mouth, and you have a lot of men who don't necessarily know, who've been told their whole life that they're a king, you're the greatest, and this, that, and the third, knowing that they're not. So now the minute that you come and be real and like, bruh, you ain't no king, it's not gonna be a good conversation. You may be right. It's not gonna be a good conversation. Ms. Brown says, I believe leadership is something that is commanded, not demanded. You are 100% right. I remember Charles Barkley back in the day when he was playing, not Charles Barkley now, not Uncle Charles, but when Barkley was balling, I think, he was with the Suns at the time. It was him, Dan Marley, Kevin Johnson. They had a squad. But when he was with the Suns, he was like, yo, you ain't got to respect me, but what you ain't going to do is disrespect me. He said, you ain't got to like me. You can dislike me if you want to. You ain't got to respect me, but what you won't do is disrespect me. This is what it is right here. Leadership, but you better respect me or else. You better, no. There are some people, and I pride myself on this. When I'm in a situation with other dudes, they follow me. When I'm in certain situations with both men and women, hey, all right, this is what we got to do. People follow me. There's a certain, it's not just charisma, but it's also a certain confidence that people have and others will follow them. Now, cult leaders have that same thing and they follow them to their death, where people just drinking Kool-Aid and falling out. I get it. But there is a certain way of commanding respect that is not the same as demanding respect. If I have to demand your respect, I've already lost it to begin with. So it doesn't require a request or acknowledgement. It just is. Yeah, submission is. It is in you. Either you are or you are not submissive. And that's why we're having this conversation tonight. Either you are or you are not submissive. However, the question is, who are you submitting to? And that, I think, is where it goes off the rails, because a lot of women submit to the wrong man, or a lot of women don't submit to the man that they need to. Because, I ain't gonna have you lead me off the cliff. No. Our measurements aren't the same, Chris. What do you mean? It doesn't. I don't necessarily think that's a conversation we're going to bring up. If he's asking for submission, his request should match his level of authority. Yeah, I agree with that. That's true. Many of these natural qualities have been lost. Ooh, that is so true. I will say this: a lot of men don't know what it means to be a man anymore, and it's sad. And to be honest, it really is sad, because there are certain things that are just intrinsic to being a man, and again, you cannot turn masculinity all on and off, and you can still be a man and be in touch with your feminine side. But there are certain things that men have to do, such as be true to your word. You know, if you say something, shit, that's it. Take it to the bank. But there are a lot of dudes, and we saw it in that review from my Ready Love fans out there, where the dude would be saying one thing, women be like, nah, you ain't say that. But then on the flip side, there's a lot of dudes like, no, I didn't say that. But the women like, yes, you did. And he's like, no, the hell I didn't. And he stood up and be like, no, I did not say that. And I'm not going to ride with y'all. No, I didn't say that. Y'all want to twist my words? Okay. But a man's word is his word. Little things like that are lost. There's certain behavior that I see men doing nowadays. It's like, bro, what the hell? For the life of me, I don't understand why some men are running up on going live talking about, I can't. No, bro, dudes don't do that. No. There's just certain things you just don't do. Anyway, let me see. I think submission is a learned behavior. Wow. Submitting to the right one is learned. Being submissive is, I guess you learn it from childhood. You're taught how to be submissive, and then you are submissive then to the right one. Okay, I'll rock with that. This is a great show. Very informative and encouraging. Thank you. I'm about to wrap it up too, y'all. Let's see. Sometimes the F-boys are also just displaying the behaviors. Thank you, y'all. We're gonna have this single parent conversation. My Lord, we're gonna have this conversation. We're gonna talk about fuckboys too. The Bible also says, husband loves your wife, even as as Christ loved the church. So men ought to love their wives as their own bodies. He that loveth the wife loveth himself. Yes. Saying we are smart sounds like negating or passing off responsibility. No, I'm not saying that. I am not saying that. Not at all. All right. The Bible literally says that a man shows his wife love, aka leadership, guidance, protection, whatever love means to her. That's problematic. That is problematic. Whatever love means to her. Hypothetically, love to Michelle Obama is that he comes home every day and is there for her every day because she needs him home every day. That's love for her. His purpose is to be the president of the United States, and he's got to fly to Iowa tomorrow. Then from Iowa, he goes to Nebraska. Then from Nebraska, he's got to go to Washington. Then he goes from there down to California. And at the end of that trip, he flies back home to Chicago. Do you see the disconnect? Love to her means he's home every night. His purpose means that he's on there. So is he loving her the way she needs to be loved? Or is she going to submit to him? You know what? That's my husband, and I'm going to support him in any way I can. I'm going to put his needs in front of my need to be loved the way I need to be loved. Do you see the disconnect? So basically, in that example that I just used, is Michelle gonna have she'll have his reverence because, hey, you know what? You need to be loved a certain way, so therefore I'm not gonna go and be president. I'm not gonna campaign in order to get to this next level in my career, in my mission. Are you gonna submit to me and follow me in that regard? Or are you going to put up that resistance? I'm not going to submit. You need to be here or else. Fantasia said her man is head and she is the neck. That right there is so true. Again, ladies, I'm not saying abdicate, that you're abdicating that men should abdicate their responsibility by saying, you know what, well, the woman is gonna tell me what to do and then I'll do it. I'm not saying that. However, women, y'all are smarter than us. Y'all know how to make us do what we gotta do, whether it's that thing between your legs or that thing between your ears. Y'all know how to make men do what you want us to do. Y'all know how to make men move. It has happened since the dawn of time, going back to the Bible, going back to Cleopatra and all them, going back to hell, to queens and all that, Queen England, Queen Elizabeth and all of them people. Yeah, the king may be this, but you read any book, the queen has been behind the scenes making stuff happen. Y'all know, Bridgerton, love that show. I am going to do a review of this next season of Bridgerton. Now I'm about to wrap it up to y'all. With Bridgerton, the queen is running it, but the king is there. It's not called a queendom, it's the kingdom. However, the queen is running that thing, right? But when the king came in, even though he wasn't healthy, he was mentally off, you saw the reverence that everybody, including the queen, gave to the king. She submitted to the king, but she was running it. That's what I'm saying. Just Deanna said it here. Fantasia said the man is the head and the queen is the neck, or she is the neck. All right, there's a shortage of kings and a plethora of princes. All right, I'll give you that. I like this comment. Chris is spot on about Laverne because even though he said he has a poor self-image and trouble watching himself back on the show. Yeah. Or the queen just needs to submit. If he was running, y'all definitely enjoyed tonight's show. I really did. Y'all just don't know. I love this. I talked about it a little as far as what the next show is going to be about next week. We're going to be talking about alpha males. And that kind of goes back to this text that I had as well. The balance, in fact, hold on. The balance in the Obama scenario comes in when he gets back home and not only acknowledges, but also acts on refilling her empty tank. Okay. Again, this is a text that I just got from a person who wants to be anonymous. The balance in the Obama scenario comes in when he gets back home and not only acknowledges, but also acts on refilling her empty tank. If she has been refilling his tank while he's on the road on his purpose, then when he gets home, he's going to be all too willing to refill her tank. However, if he's on the road pursuing his purpose, which ultimately is going to elevate both of them, and while he is on the road doing everything that he has to do, She can either do it's three things that could happen. She could be on the road with him. She could be at home supporting him, or she could be at home berating him. Why are you not coming home? When you come home? And now every day, not only is he trying to accomplish his purpose, but he's also at the same time dealing with that. So when he gets home, do you think he's going to be like, baby, let me refill your tank? Or is he gonna be like, God damn. Y'all, this has been a great show. Like I said, next week, we're going to be talking about alpha males and how a lot of self-styled alpha males think that because I'm an alpha male, you better submit. I know we talked about tonight, we talked about submission from the male point, from the women's point of view. But next week, we're going to talk about it from a different perspective as well. There are a lot of men today who think that they are alpha men. There are a lot of men who think that because I have a penis, that bow down. And while you're down there, take care of certain things too, because I'm a man. I'm blah, 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 all that other dumb shit. There are a lot of men today that think that, a lot of males today that think that because they are a man, they should be the head of household. However, like we've been saying all night, there are a lot of dudes that just ain't shit. But there are men as well who are alphas, who are leaders. But it's hard to be an alpha man in today's society. It's hard to be just a man's man in today's society. There's a certain softening that is required. There's certain things that men can't say because it's not politically correct. Not that it's wrong, but it's just not politically correct. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about that on the next CM show. We are going to talk about alpha men. So I appreciate everybody coming in the conversation tonight. Y'all, it has been fun. It has been fun. I really, this is what I love. This is what I really appreciate. For my Ready to Love fans, we got one more episode left, part 2 of the reunion special. I will be doing a review. If I can, I will be live tweeting throughout that show. So for those of you, if you haven't already done so, please follow me on my social media, specifically Twitter, at author Chris M. As you were author_Chris M. Y'all about to see it in a second. Again, I appreciate everybody joining the conversation tonight. It has been a fun one. As always, y'all, stay determined.